Hello, welcome to this episode of Hampton Roads Business Live. My name is Rory Graham and I'm your host, and today we have the pleasure of having with us Michael Hildebrand from Dynamic Transition. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you.
Why don't we just start off by telling us what is Dynamic Transition? Give us an overview.
Well, let's pull that apart. Dynamic means movement. Transition means change. So what Dynamic Transition does is we help to promote change through movement. Okay. It's a functional movement program designed to help people with special needs.
Okay, and how did you get involved in this? How did it begin?
It began about 4 years ago when I was working with an individual who was having some issues. We weren't really sure what those issues were. And at that time, it was walking. His gait was an issue. And then not long after that, we found out that he had been diagnosed with Parkinson's. I've continued working with him over the last 4 or 5 years, and I found that the pleasure, the sensations that I get from helping somebody have a better quality of life, as opposed to just drop 10 pounds here, 20 pounds there, lift something heavier. It's much more satisfying. It's much more fulfilling to help somebody who really needs to have a better quality of life have one.
Okay, so who are these people? Give me your ideal client that you would be helping.
What we're looking at right now are anybody with a chronic illness, anybody whose quality of life has diminished because of things like Parkinson's, multiple sclerosis, muscular dystrophy, ALS, dementia, and even Alzheimer's. Even though those are not muscular issues, with those last two, Parkinson's, ALS and Alzheimer's and dementia, they're not as physically active as they could be. So to come in and be able to motivate them to be more physically active is a gift as well.
Okay, now I know we talked before the interview about occupational therapy and physical therapy because some people might think that that's what this is, but that isn't what this is, right?
It's a very common misunderstanding, yes.
Right.
Occupational therapy and physical therapy are both very phenomenal therapies, and there's a need for them. However, they fall a little bit short in a couple of different areas. One, they're very specific about what they do. Physical therapy, you walk in, again, shoulder, knee, hip, something is amiss. Their job, their goal is to get that part up and running again. When the doctor says you're done, when the insurance company says you're done, you're done. It's 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks at best. Occupational therapy, very needed. It helps the member to be able to live life as functionally as they can with the damaged limb or issues that they're dealing with. But again, it's very specific and it's short term. With Dynamic Transition, number one, we come to you in the privacy and comfort of your own home. Number two, we treat and work with the entire body. It's not just, well, you're walking a little weird, let's work on that walk. You're having issues with upper body stuff, we're going to focus just upper body. Dynamic Transition works with the entire body.
All right, well, by helping the movement and helping them become more active, I know that has psychological benefits, that has self-esteem benefits,
Absolutely.
That has all kinds of benefits that you don't really even think about, but it does. And from personal experience with someone that is close to me, that I know that physical exercise is really important, and helping people with some of these things that you mentioned, Parkinson's and something.
Absolutely.
So what motivates you?
Watching my clients become more and more independent. Watching them change from being kind of in a shell to coming out of that shell and being more comfortable and more confident around others or even by themselves, more confident walking across the floor to get something, to get in and out of their car or even in and out of their chair or bed with the knowledge that we can do this and I'm not going to wind up on the floor.
Right. And you find you can help most people improve their mobility?
Absolutely.
Okay. And so people in this type of situation that think that this is all there is and it's not going to get any better, there is more mobility in their future if they wish to,
if they choose to do so. We're not magicians. We're not doctors. We don't pretend to be. The illnesses that we work with, the Parkinson's, muscular dystrophy, muscular dystrophy, MS, ALS, those are debilitating illnesses that we don't have a cure for.
Right.
So I'm not going to walk in there and go, I got it, I got the answer, I got the cure. I don't. I wish I did.
Yeah.
But it is a progressive disease, and what we're trying to do through physical motion and functional therapy is to stay that off as long as it can, to allow the members to have as much independence and dignity for as long as they can.
And so what's the biggest challenge that you've faced so far?
Right, just getting the word out. Just letting people know that we're here, and we're here to help, and we're available.
Okay, all right. Is there anything I haven't covered? Because it sounds like a real asset for anybody in those communities to take advantage of and to check out, for self-improvement. But is there anything I didn't mention that you wanted to mention?
We've got a website, dynamictransition.com. Right. Feel free to come join us there, see what we're all about, get you a little bit more detail.
They can call you and talk to you about their situation to see if you'd be able to help them?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right, so that would be a good first step.
Yep.
All right, okay. Well, if you are in one of those types of communities where you have Parkinson's or some of the muscular dystrophy or some of the other problems that he has mentioned, or you know someone who has and you're a caregiver, you might seek out Michael and talk to him and see how his program could be of benefit to keep that patient or yourself more active with these progressive problems. If you'd like to contact him, the information is at the bottom of this page, and it's also at the end of this video. So give Michael a call. I'm sure he would be glad to talk to you. Thank you very much for coming in, and I wish you a great deal of continued success.
Thank you.
I think you're doing great work.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.